The silence of space was broken by urgent beeping at Luna Base's Deep Space Monitoring Station. Red warning lights flashed across screens as massive energy signatures appeared at the edge of the solar system. The readings were unlike anything humanity had ever seen before. In the command center of Earth's most advanced warship, the EDS Tenacity, Captain Song Mai Lee stood with perfect posture, her dark eyes fixed on the incoming data streams. Her fingers moved swiftly across the holographic displays, analyzing the threat approaching their home. The numbers made her breath catch. Over 300 alien vessels, each one larger than anything humanity had built. Status report. She called out to her bridge crew, her voice steady despite the gravity of the situation. The bridge hummed with activity as officers worked at their stations, the soft blue glow of screens illuminating focused faces. Lieutenant Han Park's fingers danced across his communications console. His eyes widened suddenly. Captain, incoming transmission from the alien fleet. They're broadcasting on all frequencies. Put it on screen. Song Mai ordered, straightening her midnight blue uniform. The main view screen flickered to life, and the bridge crew couldn't help but gasp at what they saw. The alien commander towered over its own bridge crew, its iridescent scales shifting colors in the light. Its elongated head housed 4 glowing eyes, and its mouth was filled with rows of gleaming teeth. When it spoke, its words were translated by the ship's AI into clear English, though the contempt in its voice needed no translation. Humans, the alien commander's voice boomed through the speakers. Your pathetic attempt at resistance amuses us. One ship, against our mighty armada. Your species truly is as primitive as our scouts reported. Song Mai kept her expression neutral, though her hands tightened slightly behind her back. The alien continued, "We are the Drakari Collective, and we have claimed thousands of worlds. Your system now belongs to us. That single warship of yours is an insult. Surrender now, and we may spare some of your population for labor." Commander Ta Kim, Song Mai's executive officer, moved to stand beside her. They exchanged knowing looks, the same look they had shared during countless training simulations. The aliens had no idea what they were facing. "Should we respond, Captain?" Han asked, his hand hovering over the communications controls. Song Mai took a measured breath. "No response needed, Lieutenant. Let them think what they want." She turned to address her bridge crew, her voice carrying clearly across the command center. "This is what we've trained for. Every simulation, every drill, every sleepless night of preparation. It was all for this moment." The Tenacity's engines hummed with power as its systems came fully online. Deep within the ship, experimental quantum cores pulsed with energy that humanity had kept secret for decades. The vessel might look ordinary from the outside, but it represented the pinnacle of human innovation and determination. "Tactical, give me a full scan of their fleet formation," Song Mai ordered. "Engineering, begin power-up sequence for all special systems. Communications, monitor all their channels. I want to know the moment they realize their mistake." The alien fleet spread out in a classic attack formation, clearly visible through the bridge's panoramic windows. Their ships gleamed like predatory fish in the starlight, sleek and deadly. They moved with absolute confidence, showing no concern for the single Earth vessel facing them. Song Mai allowed herself a small smile as she settled into her command chair. The aliens saw what they expected to see, a primitive species making a futile last stand. They didn't know about the quantum technology hidden within the Tenacity's hull. They hadn't discovered the advanced AI systems that could process combat data faster than organic brains. They had no idea that Earth had been secretly studying alien technology for decades, preparing for this very moment. "They're laughing at us," Ta commented quietly beside her. "Their comm chatter is full of jokes about our tiny ship." "Let them laugh," Song Mai replied, her voice carrying the weight of humanity's determination. "History is full of armies that laughed right up until the moment of their defeat." As the alien fleet moved closer, their massive ships blocking out the stars, The crew of the Tenacity remained calm. They knew what was coming. They had practiced for this countless times. The aliens thought they were facing a primitive species with a single outdated warship. They were about to learn just how wrong they were. Song-Mi's fingers tapped a simple command into her chair's control panel. Throughout the ship, experimental systems powered up, ready to show the galaxy that humanity was far more capable than anyone had guessed. The real battle was about to begin, and the aliens' laughter would soon turn to something very different indeed. The massive alien fleet stretched across Mars' orbit like a swarm of metal insects, their hulls catching the sunlight and throwing back golden reflections. From the Tenacity's position near Earth's orbit, the sight was both beautiful and terrifying. 300 warships, each one carrying enough firepower to level a continent, hung in space like a wall between Earth and the rest of the solar system. Chief Engineer Jin Li's fingers moved quickly over his station's controls, gathering data on the alien vessels. His eyes narrowed as he studied the readings, looking for any weakness they could exploit. The bridge crew waited in tense silence as he worked, knowing that humanity's fate might depend on what he discovered. "Captain, I have preliminary analysis of their defensive systems," Jin announced, his voice carrying clearly across the bridge. "Their shields use standard particle deflection technology, the same type we've studied from crashed scout ships. They're powerful, but predictable." Song-Mi moved to his station, studying the detailed scans. "And our weapons? Our quantum resonance weapons should cut through their defenses like they aren't even there." Jin's voice carried a note of satisfaction. "They've clearly never encountered this technology before. Their shield designs show no countermeasures." The Tenacity represented humanity's greatest gamble. While other nations had pushed to build large fleets of conventional warships, the United Earth Defense Force had taken a different approach. They had poured all their resources into a single vessel, incorporating every breakthrough and advancement they had secretly developed over decades. "Look at their formation," Commander Tai observed, pointing to the tactical display. "They're spreading out to cut off any escape routes. They still think we're going to try to run." Song-Mi studied the alien fleet movements. The Drakari ships were arranging themselves in a classic containment pattern, clearly expecting Earth's lone defender to either flee or make a desperate suicide run. Their confidence was evident in every aspect of their deployment. "Engineering reports all systems at peak efficiency," Lieutenant Han announced from his station. "Power levels are optimal, and the quantum core is stable." The main screen lit up again with another transmission from the alien fleet. The Drakari commander's scaled face filled the display, its 4 eyes glowing with barely contained amusement. "Your time grows short, humans," it announced. "We have been generous in giving you time to consider your situation. You have 1 Earth day to surrender your world. After that, we will demonstrate the true meaning of power." The threat hung in the air as the transmission ended. The bridge crew looked to their captain, waiting for her response. Song-Mi stood calmly, her posture revealing none of the pressure she felt commanding humanity's only hope for survival. "They think we're primitive because we only built 1 ship," she said, addressing her crew. "They don't understand that we put everything we had into making this ship perfect. Every resource, every breakthrough, every discovery, it's all here in the Tenacity." The ship's systems hummed around them, quantum cores pulsing with energy that the aliens couldn't detect. Hidden weapons waited in their housings, incorporating technology that Earth had kept secret for decades. The Tenacity might look like a simple warship from the outside, but inside it was unlike anything ever built. "Status report from all sections," Song-Mi ordered, moving back to her command chair. "Weapons systems ready. All quantum resonance arrays charge," reported the weapons officer. "Engines at full power, stealth systems engaged," added the helm officer. "Shield generators operating at maximum efficiency," Jin confirmed from engineering. "All crew at battle stations," Tai completed the report. Song-Mi nodded, taking in the information. They had trained for this, practiced every possible scenario. The aliens had given them 1 day to surrender. not knowing that Earth had spent years preparing for this confrontation. "Send a message to Earth Command," she instructed Han. "Tell them we are ready to proceed with the defense plan." As the message was sent, Songmai watched the alien fleet on the main screen. They were so confident, so certain of their superiority. They had no idea that their standard shields would be useless against Earth's quantum weapons. They couldn't know that their communications were being analyzed by advanced AI systems, predicting their tactics before they made them. The Tenacity might be just one ship, but it was humanity's masterpiece. In less than one day, the aliens would learn exactly what that meant. The bridge crew settled into their stations, ready for the battle that would decide Earth's fate. They had one ship against 300, but they also had the element of surprise, and that might be all they needed. In the silence of space, the Tenacity waited, its weapons primed, its crew prepared. The aliens had given Earth one day before extinction. They would soon discover that one day was more than enough time for humanity to show its true strength. Deep within the Tenacity's heart, Dr. Sue Park stood surrounded by the soft blue glow of quantum processors. The AI core chamber hummed with energy as countless calculations raced through crystalline matrices. Holographic displays filled the air around her, showing streams of data that would overwhelm any human mind to process. "Processing power at 98%. Sue murmured, her fingers dancing across the control panels. "Quantum efficiency holding steady." She had spent 5 years helping to develop this system, and now it would face its ultimate test. The ship's artificial intelligence wasn't truly alive. It didn't think or feel in the way humans did, but it could analyze combat data and adapt strategies with incredible speed. While alien commanders were still thinking about their next move, the AI would have already calculated thousands of possible responses. Screens around her showed the alien fleet's positions, their energy readings, and predicted tactical patterns. The AI was already building combat models, learning from every scrap of data they gathered about the Drakari ships. Each passing moment gave it more information to work with. "Dr. Park to bridge," Sue called over the comm system. "The AI core is performing better than expected. Combat prediction algorithms are running at peak efficiency." Captain Songmi's voice came back clear and steady. "Good work, Doctor. What's your assessment of our advantage?" Sue studied the latest analysis streams. "The AI is processing tactical data roughly 50 times faster than the alien fleet's command and control systems. We're seeing their moves before they make them." The quantum processors surrounding her weren't just computing devices, they were humanity's secret weapon. While the aliens relied on traditional computing systems, Earth had developed technology that operated on entirely different principles. The Tenacity's AI could predict combat movements, adjust shield frequencies, and target weapons faster than any organic crew. "All systems are optimal, Captain," Sue reported, checking the final diagnostics. "The adaptive shields are ready, and the quantum weapon arrays are charged. We can begin combat operations at any time." Years of preparation had led to this moment. The aliens saw only a single warship, apparently primitive and alone. They couldn't detect the quantum technology hidden behind careful shielding. They had no way of knowing that every weakness in their systems had been studied and analyzed for decades. Sue remembered the day they had recovered the first alien scout ship, crashed in the mountains of her homeland. She had been part of the team that reverse-engineered its technology, finding ways to counter every advantage the aliens thought they had. Each discovery had been kept secret, incorporated into the Tenacity's design. "Dr. Park," Captain Songmi's voice came again. "Begin running stealth mode protocols. Let's make sure they can't detect our special capabilities until it's too late." Sue's fingers flew across the controls, activating complex masking systems. The quantum core's energy signatures were carefully hidden, making the Tenacity appear to be running on standard fusion power. Special materials in the hull absorbed scanning beams, showing only what they wanted the aliens to see. The AI continued its work, processing vast amounts of data silently and efficiently. It analyzed the alien fleet's formation, noting patterns in their shield frequencies, finding gaps in their sensor coverage. Every piece of information was another advantage waiting to be used. "Bridge, I'm seeing something interesting," Sue reported, studying a new data stream. "The AI has detected a pattern in their shield modulation. They're cycling frequencies in a predictable sequence. We can time our weapons to hit them at their weakest points." Around her, the quantum processors pulsed with energy, their crystalline structures glowing brighter as they worked. The chamber was cooled despite the immense computing power being generated, another breakthrough that the aliens wouldn't expect. The crew had trained for this moment for years, running countless simulations. What looked like a primitive vessel to alien eyes was actually humanity's masterpiece. Every system, every component had been designed with one purpose: to exploit the weaknesses in alien technology that Earth had secretly studied for decades. Sue checked the final systems, making sure everything was perfect. The adaptive shields were ready to change frequency faster than alien weapons could adjust. The quantum weapon arrays were charged, waiting to release their power. The AI core was running at peak efficiency, ready to outthink and outmaneuver any tactical computer the aliens possessed. "Final systems check complete," she reported to the bridge. "All quantum systems are green. We're ready to show them what human ingenuity can do." The aliens thought they were facing a primitive species making a last desperate stand. They were about to learn just how wrong they were. In the AI core, surrounded by humanity's most advanced technology, Sue allowed herself a small smile. The real battle was about to begin, and the aliens had no idea what they were facing. Through the vast emptiness of space, the Tenacity glided with a grace that seemed to defy its massive size. The alien fleet watched as Earth's lone defender began to move, probably expecting a clumsy attempt at evasion. Instead, they witnessed something impossible: a warship the size of a small city moving like a fighter craft. Captain Songmei stood at her command station, her expression calm as she watched the tactical displays. The alien fleet had finally lost patience, and the first shots were about to be fired. "All hands, battle stations," she ordered, her voice steadied despite the tension filling the bridge. The first alien cruiser opened fire, its energy weapons blazing across space in brilliant green streams. The crew held their breath, but Songmei allowed herself a small smile. The Tenacity's adaptive shields flared to life, the alien weapons splashing against them like water on rocks. "Shields holding at 100%, reported Jin from engineering. "The adaptive frequencies are matching their weapons perfectly. No damage." On the main screen, they could see confusion spreading through the alien fleet. Their most powerful weapons had just hit a supposedly primitive vessel and done nothing at all. More ships began to fire, different weapons streaming toward the Tenacity from all directions. "Multiple incoming weapons," Tai announced from Tactical. "They're trying different frequencies, attempting to find a weakness." The Tenacity danced through the barrage, its movements guided by the quantum AI core. Each blast was met by shields perfectly tuned to resist it, while the ship's advanced drives allowed it to move in ways the aliens clearly thought impossible. "Weapons Officer Min Park," Songmei called out. "Select primary target and prepare quantum resonance weapons." Min's fingers moved across his console with practiced precision. "Target locked, Captain. First wave battlecruiser in range. Quantum resonance weapons charged and ready." The bridge fell silent. This was the moment they had trained for, the first real test of humanity's secret weapon. Songmei took a deep breath, knowing the next few seconds would change everything. Fire. A beam of pure white light lanced out from the Tenacity. It looked almost gentle compared to the alien weapons, more like a shaft of sunlight than a weapon of war. It struck the alien battlecruiser dead center and passed straight through its shields, as if they didn't exist. For a split second, the alien ship seemed to glow from within. Then it simply vanished, its matter scattered at the quantum level. Where a mighty warship had floated moments before, there was nothing but empty space and scattered particles. Complete silence fell across all communication channels. The alien fleet froze in place, their weapons fire stopping as suddenly as if someone had flipped a switch. They had just watched one of their most powerful ships disappear as if it had never existed. "Enemy ship destroyed," Min reported formally, though his voice carried a note of awe. Quantum resonance weapon performed exactly as designed. The silence from the alien fleet lasted only moments before their channels exploded with chatter. Their translated communications filled the bridge with panic and confusion. "How did they?" One alien commander started. "The shields did nothing," another cried out. "What kind of weapon was that?" "Impossible. They're supposed to be primitive." Song Mai watched as the alien fleet's perfect formation began to waver. Ships started to move erratically, their confidence shattered by the destruction of their companion. The mighty armada that had demanded Earth's surrender was suddenly facing something they didn't understand and couldn't defend against. "Multiple enemy ships powering up their drives," Tay reported. "They're adjusting their shield frequencies, trying to adapt to our weapon." "It won't help them," Jin added from engineering. "They can't defend against quantum resonance. Their entire shield technology is based on the wrong principles." Song Mai nodded, watching as the alien fleet scrambled to respond to this unexpected threat. The Tenacity moved through space with impossible agility, its AI core predicting and avoiding every attempt to target it. The aliens had come expecting to find a primitive species with outdated technology. Instead, they had found humanity's best-kept secret, and it was about to get much worse for them. "Weapons, select next target," Song Mai ordered. "Let's show them that the first shot wasn't a fluke." The Tenacity's quantum weapons began to charge again, their power building as the AI core calculated the perfect firing solution. The real battle was just beginning, and humanity's single warship was about to teach the alien fleet a lesson they would never forget. Chaos spread through the alien fleet like a wave. Ships scattered in all directions, trying desperately to form new defensive patterns. The loss of their first vessel had shattered their confidence, but the Tenacity was far from finished, demonstrating humanity's true power. In the AI core, Dr. Seuss screens lit up with new data as the quantum processors predicted the alien fleet's next moves. "Captain, they're trying to establish a 3-layer defense formation. The AI has already calculated their most likely positions." The Tenacity moved like a dancer through space, its engines letting it turn and accelerate in ways that the aliens clearly thought impossible. Every time they tried to target the Earth ship, it was already somewhere else, moving with perfect precision. "Their flagship is attempting to coordinate a new defense pattern," Commander Tay reported from his tactical station. His displays showed the massive alien command ship broadcasting orders to its fleet. "They're trying to adapt their shield frequencies in sequence." Song Mai allowed herself a small smile. Too late for that. They still don't understand what they're facing. She turned to Min at the weapons station. "Target their command and control systems. Let's show them what happens when you underestimate Earth." The Tenacity's quantum weapons powered up again, their energy building to levels that would have seemed impossible just decades ago. The alien flagship was massive, nearly 10 times the size of Earth's warship. Its hull bristled with weapons, and its shields glowed with power as it tried to coordinate its fleet's defenses. "Quantum resonance weapons locked on target," Min announced. "Multiple firing solutions calculated. Ready on your command." Song Mai watched the alien flagship on her tactical display. The massive vessel was still broadcasting orders, still trying to organize a defense against weapons it couldn't understand. "Fire." The Tenacity's weapons struck with surgical precision, the quantum beams passing through the flagship's shields as if they weren't there. The first shot hit the ship's main power core. The second struck its command center. The third targeted its shield generators. For a moment, the massive alien vessel seemed to shudder in space. Then its reactor containment failed spectacularly. The flagship split apart from within, secondary explosions chaining through its hull as its power systems overloaded. "Direct hits on all targets," Min reported. "Enemy flagship critically damaged. Their reactor is going critical." The alien fleet's communication channels erupted with panic. Without their flagship's coordination, their formation fell apart completely. Ships began firing wildly, their weapons missing the tenacity by wide margins as the AI core predicted and avoided their attacks. Multiple enemy vessels are powering up their jump drives, Tay announced. They're trying to retreat. The AI is tracking 17 different escape vectors, Sue added from the core. They're completely disorganized now. Song Mai watched as the alien flagship's remains drifted in space, its hull torn open by internal explosions. The mighty vessel that had demanded Earth's surrender was now just another piece of space debris, a testament to the price of underestimating humanity. Enemy vessels are broadcasting distress signals, Han reported from communications. They're calling for reinforcements from their home systems. They won't arrive in time, Song Mai said quietly. By then, this battle will be long over. The tenacity moved through the scattered alien fleet like a predator among prey. Its quantum weapons struck with perfect accuracy, each shot finding vital systems that the aliens thought were safely protected behind their shields. Hull integrity at 98%, Jin reported from engineering. Their weapons still can't penetrate our adaptive shields. The quantum core is performing perfectly. Ship after ship fell to the tenacity's attacks. Some tried to fight, others tried to run, but the AI core predicted every move they made. The mighty alien armada that had threatened Earth was being systematically taken apart by a single vessel. Captain, Sue called from the AI core. The quantum processors have compiled a complete analysis of their tactical patterns. We can predict their movements with 99% accuracy now. Song Min nodded, watching as another alien cruiser disappeared under the tenacity's weapons. The turning point of the battle had come and gone. Now it was just a matter of finishing what the aliens had started when they threatened Earth. Continue targeting their command ships, she ordered. Let's show them exactly why it was a mistake to think humanity was primitive. The battle continued, but it wasn't really a battle anymore. It had become a lesson, one that the surviving alien ships would carry back to their home worlds. Humanity wasn't primitive at all. They had simply been waiting, preparing, building the perfect weapon to defend their world. And now the aliens were learning that lesson the hard way. The once mighty alien fleet had descended into complete chaos. Ships scattered in every direction like startled fish, their formation completely broken. Some vessels desperately tried to escape into faster-than-light travel, while others simply powered down their weapons and raised their shields in surrender. The tenacity moved through the debris field that had once been the enemy flagship, its movements calm and purposeful. The ship's quantum eye continued tracking every enemy vessel, predicting their escape routes with perfect accuracy. 15 more ships attempting to flee the system, Tay reported from Tactical. His screen showed alien vessels pushing their engines to maximum power, trying to reach jump distance. Another 23 are powering down weapons and broadcasting surrender signals. Song Mai watched from her command chair as the mighty alien armada crumbled before Earth's single warship. The enemy vessels that had looked so threatening just hours ago now seemed almost pitiful as they scattered. Enemy ships are broadcasting surrender messages on all frequencies, Han announced from communications. His console was lit up with incoming transmissions. They're begging for mercy, Captain. Some are offering to share their technology in exchange for their lives. The irony of their offers wasn't lost on anyone on the bridge. The aliens still didn't understand that their technology was already obsolete compared to what humanity had developed in secret. Target the engines of any ship attempting to escape, Song Mai ordered. Disable them, but avoid destroying them if possible. We've made our point about our combat capabilities. The tenacity's quantum weapons fired again and again, each shot precisely calculated by the AI core. Instead of destroying the fleeing ships, the beams now struck their engine sections with surgical precision, leaving them dead in space but intact. Dr. Sue reports the AI is tracking every disabled vessel, Tai added. None of them will be able to hide or slip away. Through the bridge windows, The crew could see the results of their years of preparation and technological development. Disabled alien ships floated in space, their once mighty weapons powerless. Others continued to surrender, their crews no doubt shocked that a single Earth vessel had destroyed their fleet. "This is beyond our best simulation results," Jin said from engineering, his voice filled with pride. "The quantum systems are still operating at peak efficiency. We could keep fighting for days if we needed to." More surrender signals filled the communications channels as word spread through the alien fleet about the fate of their companions. The message was clear: resist and be destroyed, or surrender and survive. "Captain," Han called out, "I'm receiving a priority transmission from one of the larger remaining vessels. They're identifying themselves as the second in command of the fleet. They're requesting terms of surrender." Song Mei nodded. "Put them through to my station." The alien commander appeared on her screen, its scaled face showing what she assumed was fear. "We surrender unconditionally," it said through the translation system. "Please, we had no idea your species had advanced so far. We thought." "You thought we were primitive," Song Mei finished for them. "You thought one ship meant we were weak. That was your mistake." Around the Tenacity, the remnants of the alien fleet hung in space like a monument to that mistake. Of the 300 ships that had arrived to conquer Earth, more than half were now either destroyed or disabled. The rest had surrendered, their crews finally understanding the true nature of the species they had tried to subjugate. "Begin transmitting surrender coordinates to all disabled vessels," Song Mai ordered. "Have them power down all systems except life support and gather at the designated points. Earth Defense Force ships will arrive soon to begin boarding operations." The bridge crew worked with practiced efficiency, coordinating the surrender of what had been, just hours ago, an invading armada. Years of preparation, secret development, and careful planning had paid off beyond their wildest expectations. "Send word to Earth Command," Song Mei added. "Tell them the threat has been neutralized. The Tenacity has completed its mission." As the message was sent, she looked out at the field of surrendered and disabled ships. Humanity's greatest gamble, putting all their resources into a single, perfect warship, had proved to be the right choice. The aliens had laughed at their lone defender, never suspecting that it represented the peak of human military technology and innovation. Now they weren't laughing anymore. History would remember it simply as the 6-hour war, the day humanity proved its worth among the stars. In the weeks that followed the battle, Captain Song Mai Li stood at ceremonies, accepted medals, and watched as Earth celebrated its defenders. But for her and the crew of the Tenacity, the greatest reward was seeing their world safe and humanity's future secured. The alien ships that survived the battle carried stories back to their home worlds. Tales of a single Earth vessel that had defeated an entire invasion fleet. They spoke of weapons that ignored shields, of a warship that moved with impossible grace, and of humans who had far surpassed what anyone thought them capable of. In her quarters aboard the Tenacity, Song Mei worked on her final captain's log. The words came easily as she remembered that crucial day. "They laughed at our single ship. We showed them that humanity's strength lies not in numbers, but in our ability to innovate, adapt, and overcome." Earth's governments released carefully selected information about the Tenacity's capabilities. The quantum weapons remained classified, but the message was clear. Humanity was no longer a species to be taken lightly. Diplomatic delegations arrived from a dozen alien worlds, eager to establish relations with Earth on equal terms. Dr. Supark continued her work in the AI core, improving the systems that had helped win the war. "The quantum processors gave us an edge," she explained to visiting scientists, "but it was human creativity that made them possible." Commander Ta Kim led the team studying the captured alien vessels. Their technology, once thought so advanced, now seemed almost simple compared to what humanity had developed in secret. Each examination confirmed what they had proven in battle. Earth had surpassed its would-be conquerors. The Tenacity became a symbol, its image appearing on everything from commemorative coins to children's toys. Young people across Earth dreamed of serving aboard ships like her, carrying humanity's banner to the stars. The vessel that had seemed laughably alone against an armada had become a legend. Lieutenant Handpark found himself teaching at the Space Academy, sharing the lessons learned during those 6 historic hours. The aliens thought numbers meant everything, he told his students. They never understood that quality could overcome quantity. In the shipyards orbiting Earth, new vessels were under construction, each incorporating the technologies that had made the Tenacity so effective. But none would ever quite match the original, the ship that had changed humanity's place in the galaxy. Chief Engineer Jin Lee spent months writing technical manuals, documenting the systems that had performed so perfectly in battle. "We didn't just build a better warship," he noted in his reports. "We proved that humanity could outthink any opponent." The alien commander who had surrendered became an unexpected advocate for peace between species. In speeches across their homeworlds, they warned others. "We thought them primitive because they had one ship. We never asked why they needed only one." Song Mai watched Earth change in the years that followed. The fear of alien invasion faded, replaced by confidence and pride. Humanity began expanding into space, not as conquerors but as equals among the stars. The Tenacity's victory had opened doors that once seemed forever closed. Other alien species learned from the Drakari's mistake. Diplomatic vessels arrived with respect rather than demands. Trade agreements were negotiated fairly. The galaxy had learned an important lesson about judging species by their apparent strength. The Tenacity continued to serve, patrolling Earth's space and visiting alien worlds. Everywhere it went, the ship served as a reminder: never judge a species by numbers alone. One perfect weapon, wielded with skill and determination, could overcome any odds. In her final address before retiring, Song Mai spoke to a new generation of Earth's defenders. "Remember the 6-hour war not as a victory of weapons, but as proof of human potential. We won because we dared to think differently, to innovate when others would have surrendered." The lesson echoed across the stars for generations to come. Humanity's greatest strength wasn't in fleets or armies, but in its ability to surprise those who underestimated it. The single ship that had faced an armada became more than a legend. It became a promise of what humanity could achieve.